Alright, let's talk about what just went down in Brazil. This shows you how deep the hypocrisy runs with radical left-wing politicians and judges. So, Brazil's Supreme Court just convicted former President Jair Bolsonaro of plotting a coup. Yeah, you heard that right. 4 out of 5 justices voted to sentence him to 27 years and 3 months. They say he tried to abolish Brazil's democracy by force, led an armed criminal organization, damaged public property during the January 8, 2023 protests. Tens of thousands of regular Brazilians rallied for Bolsonaro on Independence Day, 40,000 in Sao Paulo alone. Crowd-waving Brazilian flags, crowd-waving American flags. Even his wife, Michelle Bolsonaro, was there. These aren't fringe extremists. They feel their voices are being crushed by a system that won't hear them. Let's zoom out. President Trump called Bolsonaro's trial a witch hunt. Then he slapped 50% tariffs on Brazilian exports. Trump said the persecution is a U.S. national security threat, accused Brazilian officials of abusing their power, undermining democracy. Let that sink in. The U.S. is calling out Brazil for anti-democratic action the left claims to oppose. Bolsonaro is the first former Brazilian president convicted for allegedly plotting a coup. This country has seen real coups, real dictatorships, and yet they make an example of him? Not every justice agreed. Justice Luiz Fux dissented, said there wasn't enough evidence. He argued the trial should be annulled for jurisdiction issues. If evidence is clear, why does a top legal mind disagree? The radical left and their media allies are celebrating, but this verdict isn't uniting Brazil. It's dividing it more. Supporters are praying for him, holding vigils, staying peaceful, while opponents celebrate in the streets. This isn't about justice. It's about silencing opposition, using courts as political weapons. If the left can't win at the ballot box, they'll try the courtroom. Next time you hear the radical left talk about protecting democracy, remember Brazil. Remember the hypocrisy. Ask yourself, who's really threatening democracy here? Brazil's constitution was built to prevent exactly this kind of political persecution. But when justice becomes partisan, democracy itself is under threat. Millions of Brazilians see through this charade. They know political theater when they see it. And they're not alone. The world is watching. This isn't just about one man or one country. It's about whether democracy means the people's will or the preferences of political elites. The Brazilian people deserve better than political persecution disguised as justice. They deserve truth, not propaganda. And they deserve our support in standing up to this authoritarian overreach. Because if it can happen in Brazil, it can happen anywhere. The question is, will we let it?